Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our webinar this evening. Thank you for taking the time to join us this evening. We are excited to have you here, as this, I believe, will be an opportunity for us to learn from each other and grow together. Rosemary, kindly start us off with a word of prayer, please.
Hi, everyone. Let's pray. Dear Lord, we come before you this day. Thank you for the gift of life. We have a fruitful session, a vibrant discussion. Yes, and see us through the webinar. In Jesus' name I pray and believe. Amen.
Once again, everyone, thank you for joining us. Let us take a moment to introduce the ShareHub team. From the far right,
hi everyone, my name is Nelly Njiro, part of ShareHub team. I'm glad that you're all here, and I hope you're going to learn and ask questions that I believe will be answered. I'm in the customer service department. Good to be here. Thank you.
Rosemary, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rosemary. I handle the socials for ShareHub. So let's have a fruitful discussion and welcome to our family.
Hi, everyone. Karibuni sana. Thank you for taking time out to join us today. My name is Linda. I'm the capital market specialist here at ShareHub, and I'm looking forward to having a very engaging sessions with all of you. So again, Karibuni.
And for those who don't know me, my name is Irene Mugwa, and I'm in charge of business development at ShareHub. I'll be your moderator for today. To kick us off, I would maybe throw a question to you and ask, have you always wished for the Kenyan market to be simplified for you? We invite you once again to a specially prepared stock market familiarization session. ShareHub is here to assist you in gaining investment knowledge and skills in the stock market. Stay tuned, as we will also have a special feature on the best performing stocks at the Nairobi Securities Exchange in 2022. I'm looking forward to hearing what Linda has to say. Karibu sana mwalimu.
Thank you, Irene, for that. Yes, at ShareHub, I'm also known as Mwalimu, and I'm also looking forward to this session. So I'll just give you an overview of what we're going to cover during this webinar session. We look at capital markets framework, the organizations that constitute the capital markets in Kenya. And then we'll do an introduction to Nairobi Securities Exchange, because as you start investing, this is one of the organizations that you're going to be hearing a lot about and dealing with directly and indirectly. Then we look at the stocks listed on the NSE. We look at basic terminologies that are used when you're investing in the Nairobi Securities Exchange. And then we'll start looking at investing. How do you get started? What things you need to look into, what strategies can you employ as you're investing? And then we also look at the advantages and disadvantages of investing in stocks. And then we'll look at, when now you're ready to invest, what do you need to do? Opening a CDS account, what is the process like? And as Irene mentioned, we have a special feature today where we'll be looking at the Kenyan stock market performance, highlighting the best performing stocks in last year, 2022. So karibuni sana. So let me start off by, as we say, the capital markets framework. So when you talk about the capital markets, who are we talking about? We are looking at one, the Capital Markets Authority, popularly known as CMA. The CMA is a regulator, so it supervises, it licenses, and it monitors the market players within the capital markets industry. Then we have Nairobi Securities Exchange. We'll see more about it a bit later. But NSE provides the trading platform So when you come in and you start buying stocks, this is it's the organization that provides the platform for now to be able to do the exchange, as it says, Nairobi Securities Exchange, for when you're buying and selling. And then we have the stockbrokers and the investment banks. So as an individual investor, when you're starting out your investment journey, you'll approach the stockbrokers to be able to take you through the process, opening an account for you and then trading on your behalf on your instructions. And then for companies that are looking to come into the market, they would be, approaching the investment banks for advisory purposes to be able to, to come into the market and list. And then we have the CDSC, and the CDSC is the presentation is going a bit too fast. So the CDSC is, yes, there we are. So the Central Depository and Settlement, this is the organization that is mandated with, maintaining the system that clears, delivers, and settles the trades that have taken place. And we have the share registrars. These are the record keepers. So as you come into the market and you're buying and selling, they keep an updated record of the shareholders. So a brief introduction to the NSE, the Nairobi Securities Exchange, was established in 1954, and it is one of the leading stock exchanges in East Africa, and it provides trading facilities for both local and foreign investors who are looking to participate in trading here in Kenya. So a stock exchange is simply a place where you can go in to buy and sell financial instruments. So the NSE's role here is to provide a platform where you can trade shares and bonds. And then they also provide a market surveillance. They need to be able to monitor and see what are the trades that are going through. Investor protection, so that if you're coming in and you're saying, I'm buying these shares, the money that you're putting into the market, you're protected as an investor. And then it's also, as we said, it's open for local and foreign investors to come in. So it enhances the flow of local and foreign capital. And at this point, I would say it's when you're looking out to trade, there are only licensed trading participants, brokers, who now are allowed to trade on your behalf. And this list is available on the ShareHub website. You can find it on our social media platforms, also on the CDSC, the CMA, the NSE website. You'll be able to find a list of all the licensed stockbrokers that you can engage. So the stock market is open Monday through to Friday from 9:31 in the morning to 3 p.m. After that, you can still engage your broker and maybe place your orders, but then they'll only be able to be executed or presented to the market on the next trading day. So stocks that are listed on the exchange are classified into various sectors. So we have agricultural stocks. These are your Limuru tea, your Williamson tea. You have the kind general, you have the banking stocks, the KCB, the equities, the NCBA, the ABSA, the Diamond Trust Bank. You have commercial and services. You're talking about Standard Group, Nation Media. Then you have construction, the Bamburis, the Portland, energy and petroleum, Kenyan, TPLC. We have insurance. We have investment services, manufacturing, telecommunication. So as you're coming into the market to invest, these are the options you have in terms of variety. So when you're looking at what to invest or maybe to diversify your investment, this is the selection that is available to you as an investor on the Nairobi Securities Exchange. Now, basic terms, as you're starting out your investment journey or continuing and you're engaging your broker or other investors. So there are basic terms that, you will hear people mentioning here and there. One, stock. So a stock is a share in the ownership of a company. We like to look at it as a pizza. Full pizza is the company. And if you're you've bought pizza and you want to share it out, it's usually cut into pieces. So when you pick one piece, then that means that becomes your ownership, your part ownership in that company. And that's, you equate that to the shares that you have in that organization. And then you have the broker. The broker acts as your intermediary to connect you to the exchange. As we said, the exchange provides the platform, but the platform is accessed by the broker. So you approach your broker and with what you're looking to do, and then they'll be able to execute it on your behalf through the platform. We have the CDS account. When you're starting out investing, you have to open a CDS account. This is basically your bank account for shares. So once you open and you buy any shares, they reflect on your CDS account. Then market price. So when you're going out to buy and you're looking at, so what should I be buying at? The market price is the current trading price of any shares at a given point in time. So if I'm going out there and I'm saying I want to buy ABSA, what is ABSA trading at today? It's as at now, let's say like tomorrow when market opens, what is it trading at? That would be the current market price for the ABSA stock. And then we have dividend. Dividend is a share of profits that a company pays out to its shareholders, as a way of saying thank you for believing in us and being part of their shareholding in our company. And then you have the bull and bear market. We always hear it's a bear run, it's a bull run. So it's just market indicator terms trying to gauge the current trend in the stock market. So bull market is a period where there's positive sentiment, and then you get people coming in and actively participating in the market. So you find the prices going up. So the market trend is always on an upward trend. And then you have the bear market as well. This is a period when there's a lot of that is happening, and the sentiments on the market are not very good. So you get people either shying off or selling off. So the trend is always downwards. Now we want to start getting investing. So as you're looking to start your investment journey, there are key things that you need to look through. One is, what is my investment goal? Why am I looking to start investing? What are my objectives? What do I want to achieve from this investment journey? Because that will really dictate so many things in that investment journey. What do you buy? How long do you hold it for, and all that? And then how much do I have to invest? Usually this is a very common question. Everyone says, you need a lot to invest, but it's at ShareHub we try to let everyone know that you don't need that much to invest. Remember, investing in the stock exchange is a long-term journey, and you start with what you have now, and then you grow it as you go. So you need to evaluate what's my income, disposable income after I've paid off all my expenses, and then you set aside something for you to be able now to start investing that. And then you just keep the discipline and keep the consistency, and you'll see your portfolio growing. And then what is my risk tolerance? How much risk are you willing to take? Because that will dictate what shares, what stocks you're going to be buying. And as well, the younger you are, the more risk you're willing to take, because you have a longer time to recover compared. So your risk tolerance is affected by so many things there, your age and all that. But then, as I said, it affects what stocks you're willing to buy. And then what is the time horizon for my investments? How long are you willing to hold? If I buy like Safaricom shares today or KCB shares, how long am I looking to hold them for? And so that is part of what, when you're looking, when you're deciding that this is my objective, then you'll be able to know, then I will buy this and I'll hold them for this long because this is my aim for buying these stocks. Then we look at the investment strategy. Investment strategies like, what am I looking to get? So every investor's aim is, I want to put my money in the stock market and to make more money. And so your investment strategy is built to enable you to achieve this. But there are different ways. So as an investor, are you an income-oriented investor? So if you're one, then your focus is going to be on buying and holding the stocks in the companies that pay good dividends and on a regular basis, because then that becomes part of your passive income. And then you have your wealth preservation investor, because then this would be, you have slightly low tolerance for risk. So you're looking at stable companies. You don't want the ones which, you know, are always affected by market volatility. And then looking at capital appreciation in terms of, you know, you'd be coming in for the value stocks where you can see what is their growth potential. So you're willing to take a higher risk for, you know, greater returns later on. So when you're investing in stocks, there are certain advantages and disadvantages, and it's always good to know, because then at least, you know, when you're well informed, you're able to make better decisions. So the advantages of investing in stocks is, one, they're quite easy to buy. As we said, there is no minimum amount. You don't have to be rich to start investing in stocks. The minimum number of shares you can buy is 100, and the minimum amount you can spend is dependent on what's the current market price of the stocks that you're looking to buy. So you know, they're very easy. You don't have to have a lot of money. And then we also have we have capital growth. Capital growth in terms of, if you buy a stock and the share price appreciates, then and you sell it, then you get what is called capital gain, because then now, you know, you make some money from the price difference. And then we have dividends. Dividends is what, you know, the companies that you've invested it would come and pay out to you as shareholders, as a way of saying thank you for believing in us. So the more shares you own, the more dividends you get, and that becomes part of your passive income. And then there's a liquidity aspect. In terms of, the market is always active. There are always buyers and sellers in the market. So if at some point you have invested, but you get, you know, some financial constraints and you're looking at, I need some money, one, you can go to the market and offer the shares you have for sale and sell them and get the money. Or you have the option as well of taking the shares, the portfolio that you have, and talking to your financial institution for them to be able to hold that as collateral and give you a credit facility. Then once you pay your loan, then they'll be able to revert the ownership of the shares back to you. So yes, so at least, you know, you get some liquidity to be able to deal with any pressing financial needs that you have. And then it's also an alternate source of income. We talked about capital appreciation. When the price increases and you sell, you make a profit, and then also the dividends, when you get them, act as part of passive income. But so anything with disadvantages as well. There are some disadvantages. One is market volatility, because prices can be very erratic, rising, you know, and declining. Often, you know, share prices are dependent on, you know, the demand supply, but there are also other things that affect what companies are there. If some negative news comes out about a company, then, you know, people are going to shy off, then you'll see the share price coming down. And then it's also the risky in terms of, because the market is dynamic, you cannot really say, you know, I'm definitely going to make money. There's also the possibility of making losses in terms of, you know, if it's either a bear run, or maybe that particular stock you've invested in has had some negative news coming out, and you see your portfolio, you know, your value in that stock also, the price is going down. So your capital is also depreciating with that. So those are some of the risks. But then I believe that the advantages outweigh the risk, but it's good to know both, so you're well informed as you're starting to invest. So when you've decided to start investing, you have to open a CDS account. As I'd said earlier, a CDS account is like your bank account, but for shares. So you're required to have one before you start investing in the stock market. And so this is just a system that will hold your shares in electronic format, and then it becomes faster and more efficient if you sell or if you buy more, and then you always get an updated statement. It's an updated CDS statement from either your broker, or you can request it from CDSC. And when you're opening, as we at ShareHub keep emphasizing, is you need to open one with an authorized broker. The requirements are usually either your ID or your passport, the PIN certificate, passport photo, and a CDS form. Now, all this, now that we are going digital, as you're engaging your broker, when you're opening the account, it's also good to ask them, confirm all the KYC documents that they require from you, so that you can make this process as fast and smooth as possible. And then also ask them if you can do it online. Before you had to go physically to the broker and talk to them, get the forms, fill them, get all your KYC documentation, and then go back to the broker. But now, we are all digitized. So just confirm with them that you can do this process online. Then once it's done, you'll present it to them, back to them, and they'll be able to facilitate the opening of the account. And you should get your account details within 48 to 72 hours. And then you're good to go. You can now start trading. So as you're deciding, so I have opened my account, I'm ready to trade, what do I look into? So, and we'd say, so this, for this session, we want to look keenly at some of the best performing stocks at the NSE in 2022. So at this point, we just want to say as well, in as much as we are looking at this, it's also good to know that, as we say, the market is very dynamic. So what was the best in 2022 might not necessarily be the best in 2023. So it's also good to note that as we are going through this. But first, I want us to look at the index, how the index was performing, because like the NSE 20 share index, what you can see now is based on the top 20 performing counters on the NSE. So it tracks the performance of the stocks, and it's sort of like an indicator of how our market, the Kenyan market, was in 2022. And let's just take a minute and appreciate how resilient this market was, because you can see it really tried to be stable, as despite everything that, all the challenges in 2022, we had the Kenyan presidential elections happening last year, the Russia-Ukraine war, and then we had the foreign investor outflows, because now the advanced markets, the US, UK, the US Fed rate had gone up. So the market there was looking more attractive. So we had foreign outflow, the weakening shilling. But despite all this, our market remained strong. You can just see the numbers there, where it opened in January 2022 and where it closed at. So we appreciate that about the Kenyan market and the Kenyan investors. And then so when you're looking at the best performing stocks, we want to look at it from two angles. One is in terms of the share price movement. And we know stock prices change every day by market forces, demand, supply. If the demand is high, then that means, the price is likely to go up. If the supply is more than the demand, then it pushes the prices down. So we're going to look at which stocks are this in 2022 that, experienced good share price appreciation. And then you're going to look at it from the dividend point of view as well. As we had said, dividend is the distribution of profits by companies to the shareholders. But even as we are looking at the dividend that the companies have paid, it's also good to understand, the dividend yield of these companies. This is just shows you how much the company pays its shareholders in relative to its share price. And then it's also good to understand the dividend payout ratio for this, and that is the percentage of the total earnings that are paid to their shareholders in the form of dividends. So what percentage of the company's earnings are they paying? Are they being stingy? Are they sharing most of this? And then, because sometimes the companies might share a lot, or they might share very little, but then what they're holding back, they're using it to advance the company. So those are also, so not to think of it as just like how much am I getting in terms, but so how much dividend am I getting per share that that I have. So we'll start off with the share price appreciation, and then we'll look at Kenyan general, had one of the best in terms of share price appreciation. So Kenyan general deals with wide range of power generation, automotive and engineering products. So it opened the year at 33.95 and closed at 47.45. Just make a mental note of that price appreciation. Then we have NCBA, which opened the year at 25 shillings and 45 cents. And by 30th of December, it was closing at 39 shillings and 35 cents. Crown, we always know it as, if you like it, Crown it, deals with selling a range of paints and for home decor, construction and all. So it opened the year at 30 shillings and 50 cents. And as at 30th of December, when the market was closing at the close of the year, it was at 41 shillings and 85 cents. Then Lemuruti as well, sorry, opened the year at 320 shillings. And by the end of the year, it was closing at 420 shillings. So those are the main ones, but we also want to just take a mental note and appreciate that despite the challenging times, a total of 21 stocks on the NSE recorded positive share price performance. And then, so at ShareHub, we just picked some that we felt one would be notable for us to look at. We've already looked at NCBA, look at Stanbic starting off at 87.25 and closing the year at 102. Think of BAT at 441, closing off at 460. ABSA at 11 shillings and 85 cents, closing the year at 12.30. So you can just see the percentage increase in terms of price, giving a good potential of, if you think that if you came in at the beginning of the year and this, your portfolio will be ranked at with that price at the close of the year. So it's a pretty good investment if you ask me. Then, as we said, we'd also look at the dividend, that the stocks that paid the best dividend. So we have Kakuzi paying out 22 shillings by the end of the year, Williamson Tea 20 shillings, Jubilee 13 shillings, and Kapchorwa 10 shillings. But then, as we had said before, even as much as we are looking at how much dividend the company paid, you also need to take into consideration also what is the dividend yield and what's the dividend payout ratio, for you to be able to make a better informed decision on the companies to invest in. And again, the disclaimer again, we wish that it continues like this and we get even more stocks, but it's also good to always remember that in as much as the stocks performed well in 2022, it's not a surety that they're going to perform as well in 2023. We hope they do, or even better. And then we even have more stocks performing better in 2023. So at this juncture, I think we have all seen there's a poll that my teammates have shared. So please take time and answer that. It will be very helpful. But I think, Irene, we can take a few questions from people before we proceed to the next.
Yes, we can. I hope our Mwalimu did not go too fast and we well gotten much from her presentation. There are a few questions, Mwalimu, which have come up. I think I'll start you with there's someone who have just asked, please expound on total volume and turnover meaning. Please expound on total turnover and total volume.
When I was doing the presentation on the share price, if you're
sorry. So when you're looking at the 2022 review, we are looking at where the stock opened at the beginning of the year, and then where it closed at. But total volume is just the number of shares that were traded throughout the year. And then total turnover would be the total volume multiplied by the price that the stocks shared. So it's just that's it's more of like an indicator of the liquidity aspect of the stock.
Okay, another question I can point out, there's someone who has put a question on kindly advice on the best stocks to buy now, given the looming recession.
Okay, as I had mentioned during the presentation, that when you're starting out your investment journey, everyone is different, and what might be the best for you might not be the best for me, and that is why I think even the capital market understood that there's the role that your broker and the brokerage houses play in terms of the research, because this is when they would be able to engage and share and say, I am looking to invest this, because the best stocks to invest for someone who's looking to invest long term may not be same for someone who is looking to invest in the medium term. So that's pretty relative. So allow me not to pinpoint and say, okay, or buy ABSA, because then you would need to have a more engaged session for me to be able to say, for this strategy viewers and this your risk tolerance, your investment goals, these are some of the stocks that you should be able to consider investing in.
Okay, Mwalimu, as you shy off from answering that, I think there's a question which has also come up, which is quite also direct on what is your recommendation on KCB?
Wow. And this is a personal recommendation. I think that also needs to be out as a disclaimer. So for me personally, I think it's a good stock. It's showing good growth potentials in terms of even the regional expansion that they're undertaking, their strategy. So I'm looking at it on a long-term perspective. And so on a personal level, I would recommend accumulation on KCB based on the fundamentals that I have looked at.
Well answered. Well answered. I think the other question I would like to pick, there is James Obiambo who is asking, will there be any room for fractional trading in Kenya, since some shares have high prices and can't be accessed by some investors? Before I even allow Mwalimu to answer that, I think this is a question which is all on our minds. We would really also love to be part of the likes of BAT, the likes of Kakuzi, but the share is quite high. But I think looking at even historically, you can be able to see that the way they should also go is even doing a split. If a split, I don't know how far, maybe this is information that you can try to get even from NSC, even from the CMA, whereby we can find out about fractional trading. But even the easier route for them to go for is even to split the shares. If right now BAT was to split, or even Kakuzi, or even these highly expensive shares, which actually pay quite good dividends, we could all be able to afford them and even buy quite a number of shares. So I don't know if Mwalimu, you have something to add, but I believe splitting will be positive for all of us.
Yeah, I agree with you, Irene. But again, as we wait for the split, we also need to appreciate that the NSC is trying to improve, more of like bringing more retail investors. I know there's been collaboration with organizations that are looking into opening up fractional investing for the local retailers, and it's a good move. We hope it picks up. We're just hoping to get at least more information and direction from Nairobi Securities Exchange on that. And so us at ShareHub, we'll keep you updated even from our end. If anything comes up and we are, looking in that direction, we'll definitely be able to keep you. So do keep engaging us, following us on our social media pages, and call us, visit us, and we'll keep you updated. But yes, we do need to get more people investing, and that would be one of the best way to get people investing and diversifying their investments.
Okay, as we keep keeping our Mwalimu on toes, I think the session cannot end, or even the session shouldn't even continue without you commenting about Safaricom. How low should we wait until we get in? Also, Zawa, the Ethiopian deal has been there for quite some time. And we really want to feel the impact that Safaricom being in Ethiopia has. The price has been going down, but for myself, I'm thinking at 20, it's at 20 shillings, it's a good time to come in and even purchase the shares. As we continue, as even myself, as I continue accumulating, please go ahead and comment on that.
So Safaricom is a very popular counter with both local and foreigners, and we have to appreciate, one, it's a market mover, and then two, it's quite liquid. So if you're looking at for something that the price, share appreciation, depreciation, Safaricom would be one of the best counters to look into. So for me, also again, I'm looking at it from what are they doing now, and what projects do they have, and how does that translate into to the share price. So if we think about the Ethiopian deal, I think they've really advanced in terms of I think they had said they are in about 24 regions and they're expanding. So you have to spend to gain, and I feel like the gains are going to come. And so it's a good entry point in terms of, so you can start buying and accumulating, so that if it goes maybe slightly below 20 shillings, if you start buying now at 20 and it goes below 20 shillings and you have, then you can still buy at that 18 shillings, because their growth potential based on the projects they have, and the profitability of the projects, the projected profitability of the projects they are doing now is as at now very good. But again, we have to say we do not know for sure. But how do you say, ceteris paribus, everything remains constant, I think it's a very good counter to invest in.
Thank you, Mwalimu, for that. I think you can take a few more questions. There's somebody who is asking, how do you identify companies that pay out dividends? And someone also has a question on dividends, asking, expound on how dividend payout works.
Okay, so how do you identify companies that pay out dividends? If this is basically just data. If you go out there and get information, and if you on our ShareHub website, we have our market info section where you can go in and look at all the listed companies, get more information about it, the share price movement, and it gives you historical data on some of these things, so you'd be able to know. And again, it's also good to note that just because a company pays dividends last year, it's not a surety that they're going to pay dividends this year. They might have a different company strategy where they decide we're going to withhold the earnings and use it to grow the company. But there are those ones, especially the stable companies, those ones have like sort of like a sure dividend pay, but how much they pay is what is related to how much they've made, and what else are you looking to use the profits for. Then when it comes to, I think the other one was a question on dividends, how it comes about, I think. So when companies have made profits, they can either decide to retain the profits and use it to grow the company, or they can take a portion of it and use that now to distribute it to their shareholders in the form of dividends. This is done, the company will announce, we are looking to pay this dividend, and it's usually per share that you hold. They will give you certain dates. One would be the date that the books are going to close. That means if you own the stocks as at the day that they have recorded as the closing date, and then that means you'll be able to receive the dividends. But if you buy the stock when it is ex-dividend, that is after the dividend closing date, then you will not be able to receive the dividends for that period. But if you hold, you may be able to receive if they announce any other dividend. At times they would do, companies would either do dividend once, where they say this is the first and final dividend, but then you have other companies where they would announce an interim dividend, and then again also announce a dividend. So at the end of the period, you would find I think it was like Jubilee Holdings, I think they did was it 1 shilling interim, then they did 8 shillings, and then they had a special dividend of 5 shillings. So at the end of it all, when you look at it, in total, if you are Jubilee shareholder, you are getting a total of 14 shillings. So that's how it does. So if you invested in any company, it's always good to keep up with the news. On our social media pages, we always share information. The closing date for dividends is this, and this is the payment date when you should be expecting to receive your dividends, either via M-Pesa or in a credit into your bank account. So just keep with us, and you'll be able to get all this information.
Thank you, Mwalimu, for that. I think we have an interesting question here. The last one, as we continue. Hassan is asking, many of us investors will keep checking on the downward trend of stock price performance before they start rising. Checking the downward before they start, again, what are the factors to look out for and some precautions that the prices might stall at the lowest and investor end up losing. In this case, the aim is to sell when price rises. Before I think this one, let me just tell Hassan, all of us investors at the market want to buy low and sell high. There is no middle ground, but we usually feel quite happy that once you have bought a share at the lowest price, then you can sell it when it is higher. But I know basically you're asking, which is a common question between, okay, every person who is at the stock market is at what entry level do I get in, and then at what point do I exit? What is the level of risk am I trying to take? And that is why when Mwalimu was introducing, we introduced on how people are different with why they have come to the market, why they are trading. So if you know that you are risk tolerance, or if you need money, if you put in money that you're putting in money to take, I'm putting my son to school by next week, of course I cannot invest in shares. And by the time that you are even investing, you are picking your cooperative bank against KCB or against what you really have. And that is why we are holding these webinars, to try and assist and pass out knowledge out there that you have to look at more other than the price of a share. There are other effects that that affect the price of a share. What is the movement? You need to look at least. Don't look at a share right now and say that yesterday was at 20, now it is at 19, let me sell. And maybe you are even selling at a loss on what? To get into, we usually say that trading in stocks is for you have to practice patience. You have to know that this is not the money that you're going to get out there, but people who have been in the market, people who have exercised that patience, you find that by the end of a period which you have put for the investment, you will have gained something. Shares do go up, but from the person who had even asked about during recession, even during recession, you'll find even shares will go down, not because the company is not performing, or not because that there are also other factors other than even the liquidity of the share or whatever is happening even on that company. But of course, various things will affect the share price downwards. Mwalimu, as you finish, there's somebody who have asked about Equity Bank. I think this will be our last question at this moment. I think it says there is high excitement at the market, and Mwalimu, you'll also comment on that, or about banks, and based on their announcement, which they did last year, what they have announced, the 6 months period, how they've been announcing, we are expecting that there will be quite excitement, let me say again, and we might, so what I would advise, keep watching the banks. By around March, they will start announcing the announcements on the performance of 2022, being that also put into consideration that it was a challenging year with the effect of the foreigners or leaving the markets, and even also on our elections, giving the weakening of the shillings, or the shilling, all that being also there, we are quite excited to start seeing banks announcing. So I'll say that everyone who is interested in the banking sector, that's why it's only a few months, and I think that is usually the excitement for the first quarter of the year on when the banks start announcing. Mwalimu?
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of speculation that goes about just as the banks are about to start announcing. So yes, the banking sector is good for, if you're looking at speculating, those would be some of the stocks that you can look at. But I'm also positive on banking stocks, given that, you know, all the positive things that come from the digitization advancements that most of the banks are doing, and then, you know, all of them, even Equity Bank, KCB, their regional expansion. So I think there's a lot that's really going to go into their books and, you know, and translate into positive results. So yes, it's good to keep tabs of them. And also, as I didn't say, there's a lot more that goes into the positive sentiments of a company, and not just the share price and the speculation. So even as we wait for them to start announcing, let's get more information on so what are these projects they are, and what are the projections, and you can engage, you know, engage your brokers, the research houses, in the brokerage firms that you're trading with, and they should be able to at least, you know, be able to provide you more information on that. On our end at ShareHub, we'll try and simplify it as much as possible to help you understand, so you're in the know when the announcement starts coming out.
I'm being cautioned on time, but I'll just, I think, answer one question. There's someone who is asking, Kenyan book closure is on 26th January and dividends is 20 cents. Can I get dividends if I buy before book closure? Yes. Provided you buy before they have closed their books, you will be in the books as the dividend is being paid out. I think that's it, Mwalimu. We'll continue taking questions. Just continue putting your questions in the Q&A. We will still have another session where we can have an engaging session, and we talk more, or we answer more of your questions. At this juncture, kindly, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce ShareHub, which is the organization that has brought for you this webinar. And the ShareHub app is based on, Linda, kindly put back the presentation. Or you want to put up the website? It's okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I am excited with our website.
Yes, it is quite exciting. ShareHub is it is a platform which is also accessible through the app and also accessible through the web. ShareHub is based on 3 pillars. That is the play pillar, learn pillar, and invest pillar. The ShareHub uses a gaming approach to make it fun, interactive, and intuitive to gain trading skills. And then we have the learn option. From the learn option, you get to learn more from ShareHub on how do you make marketing decisions. Some of these questions which are even coming up, we offer that information on ShareHub. From maybe I can start from the play section. From the play section, we have Jikuze quizzes. Jikuze quizzes here, when you come in, we've made learning fun. So you come in, you take questions which have questions and answers, actually multiple answers. Then once you have picked the correct answer, you get to learn more about it. These are terminologies about the stock market that will help you be on the know, whether you are already an investor or whether you're a new investor. These are questions that will help you, so that if you are seated somewhere, or even when you attend these webinars and then you hear someone talking about basic terminology, what is a bear market, what is a bull market, what is a money market, what is even basics like even stock exchange. Then once you've answered the questions, you get tokens. Then from these tokens, you are able to use it in our other game, which is called Wazito Shares Challenge. Wazito Shares Challenge is quite an exciting game we have, and we challenge players out there, investors out there, to come and try and beat the market. We have created a virtual market where once you get virtual money, so you don't have to risk your money. And this has come up with being that if you have money and you just take it money direct to the securities exchange, you'll find people complaining that I lost all my money, or I bought a security which it doesn't move. So with our Wazito Shares Challenge, we have given opportunities even to new investors or even to experienced investors to come and invest with virtual money first. And after investing with the virtual money first, then later, by the time you are going to the market, we have tried to mirror the stock market. You can buy, you can sell, you can see your portfolio showing where you are at. We also have triggers, which we call Wazito News. On the triggers, these are the things that we are talking about that affect a company. Then we have Wazito Info, because we believe that if a company, let's say for an example, if tomorrow there's a change of CEO, or there's a change of management, or there's something funny which is going around with the company, and this has been announced in the news, of course, this is going to affect the price downwards. This is our market. We have different sectors: agricultural, banking, construction, energy, all that. Then from the market, this is where someone will come in, you purchase your shares, you sell, you watch your portfolio, and to crown it all, we have the leaderboard. And from the leaderboard, even we rank people as you grow your portfolio. You'll start with, you are given 10,000. With the 10,000, you buy and you make investment decisions. Basically, what do you buy? What are the strategies that you need to use? And from the people who have played the game, they tell us that with the triggers effects, with the demand and supply in the market, with the shares, with the effect of all this, it is not that easy even to grow the market. It is not that easy to start with 10,000. Why do you decide whether to buy A or not to buy B or what? So by us mirroring in a virtual market, that means that by the time that now you have the 10,000, you'll be so ready to go to the market and risk your own money. Then we have, I would like to show the market information too. On the market information, which we've also built here, we have over 10 years of data. Once you have over 10 years of data, from this data, because we believe with data, you can be able to make more investment decisions that will help you. And that is what will determine why go for Bamburi, or why go for Crown, or why go for construction company and not go for automobile, or even how do you even diversify the retro or the money that you have. Here we have put in, you'll be able to see the price, the price of our period. Then from the price of our period, right now, what we are showing now is what was the performance of the market today. So we'll be able to see what was the closing price. Did the price go up? Did the price go down? What is the volume? All these this is data and information that help you in making your investment decision. Because if you are coming to buy, and this is real data of what is happening at the Nairobi Securities Exchange. Also, another thing that also affects investment decision is also on the market news. Market news is, we also have it on on our platform. Market news, it means that what we have tried to say that there are certain news that also which will affect the performance of our share. Like if we cannot remember when COVID was declared that day, the NSE really went down because there is also the panic selling. Of course, there are measures that have been put place. If the price goes lower than 10%, or if the whole market is going down, the NSE can halt the trading. So what we are saying that I know Rosemary has shared the links that you can be able to download the app. The app, I can even tell you the app is even more exciting and the gameplay is on another level. Download the app, practice trading, enjoy yourself in the virtual market, have fun doing it, so that if your investment goal for the year or your resolution for 2023 is that by the next 6 months, you will have invested your first share, or you have become an investment, or you will have increased your investment portfolio by then. Come, play the games and enjoy yourself. Then I think that's it. Linda?
Yeah, I think for me, it's also to just reiterate what Irene has said. One of the things we are always cautious about when you start investing is the confidence level, and that is really dictated by the level of knowing what investing entails, and the level of your participation when it comes to your investment journey. We as ShareHub are there to assist you, giving you information. This is what is happening in the market. This is what it means, and this is what it means for you as an investor or a potential investor. And then in terms of the confidence level as well, confidence comes with experience. And for us at ShareHub, through these games, through Wazito, through going through the Jikuze quizzes, as you go through them, you're not losing on it. And two, to the point where now when you go into the real market, you understand how it works. You better understand what strategy you can employ, because on our app, when as you're playing the games, you're trying it out, and as you're trying it out, you're figuring out, this works for me, this doesn't work for me. So you become a better, more confident investor when you start investing in the real market. So, do try it out, give us your feedback. Let us know. We have challenges that run every month, and you start competing, see who's going to increase their portfolio, and to the highest level compared to your friends. It's actually a lot of fun. So
okay, as we continue, thank you for being with us all this long. I would like to take this opportunity and introduce Rosemary to tell us more about the ShareHub community and what you can also gain from being a ShareHubber.
Hi everyone again. I'm Rosemary. Thank you, Irene and Walimu. Those were great insights. Mimi nimesoma. So you can truly use ShareHub not only as a starting investor, but also as a seasoned investor. You've seen the market news. So there's a lot. It's a hub for everything. You can continue learning with us through our Facebook, our Instagram, our TikTok. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube. We will also be sharing videos there. And you can also join our ShareHub community.
Hey, thank you, Rosemary. That was so quick. Thank you very much for that. I hope we have the ShareHubbers chat for the WhatsApp for the attendees to join and come and enjoy with us. So now we can take more questions for Mwalimu. Yes, we can take more questions for Mwalimu as we have a short survey going up. Mwalimu, one question that someone has asked. Let me see. There's someone who has actually commented on the ShareHub app. Thank you very much for that. It seems that is one of our people out there who have been enjoying the app. Then another question, a stock market question. Let me see. There's information that has been put out. There's someone who is actually asking, are there any is there a specific list of recommendations of brokers we can access? Mwalimu?
Okay. So one, as we had said, there's a list of the authorized brokers that you can approach to be able to open an account. For me, I think when looking at what do I need to look at when deciding which broker to approach is one, in terms of accessibility, both physically and an online presence. Am I able to access them? What's their response rate when I engage them? And then also in terms of two, do I get access to online trading? Because now with this digital economy, you want to be able to, I have seen this is happening on this counter, I want to take advantage of the movement. I don't have to start emailing my broker. I can be able to log on to the online platform and be able to place my orders. So those are the things when you are engaging the brokers. These are questions that you can ask. And you also see then three would be like research. How often do they share research? Because research is information is power. And brokerage houses have research houses, research teams that are able to sit and they do proper analysis on all these listed companies. So you can get that information to help you make better informed decisions. So it will just be based on that. You're looking at them, pick. I normally look at is the bank, the financial institution that I bank with, do they have a brokerage house? And if they do, and they can be able to provide me with, research, and they can be able to provide me with an online platform, and they are responsive enough when I engage them, and then I go with that. So I think that's also what you can look at when you're deciding which broker to use.
Okay, there is a question about the upcoming CENTAM share buyback. Will it have a positive influence on the share price?
One, it's just an announcement. It's not been approved yet. So I think it's good to wait and see. What normally happens with share buybacks is when the company is buying back, of course, they're not going to buy at the current market rate. Most of the time, they would offer a slightly higher rate. So I guess once it's gone through the approval process, we are likely to see, slight increase in the share price. So I guess maybe that would be a positive. But I always feel with most of these things, especially when it comes to listed companies, it is good to look at it, once the approvals have been done, because then we'd be engaging in a lot of speculation as it is. But as at ShareHub, we will keep you updated. We'll also engage you more in trying to understand what share buybacks are, how they affect you as a current shareholder or a potential shareholder.
Thank you. That is well answered. And okay, the EGM is on 3rd of February. Yes, so we will be expecting, but I think I doubt that. Of course, it will go through, but even maybe to comment of what you have seen, because this is the second one that we are seeing in our market, where the company has come back to buy back their shares. During the NMG one, which was last year, is it? Or the year before? No, I think it was last year. Yes, the price it usually does push the price up, so we can see some appreciation, but how it will last after the buyback or even during the buyback, it is still, this is something quite also new. We can say that about our market, and we'll wait and see if it will continue or how even the market will react to it. Any other question? I think I'm out of questions. Yes, there's someone who is saying the Wazito challenge has proved too easy. That means this is someone who is trying to beat the market. And what I would like to invite everyone is, let's continue playing the Wazito Shares Challenge. Let's continue competing against each other. I don't know if I mentioned that we run we run challenges. So by the time that the challenge is over, we pick the top winner, the person who has grown the highest in their portfolio, and that person can even win monetary, of course, after reviewing from the ShareHub management. You can win some monetary fund, and we hope you can be able to grow this fund as it also continues, and people can participate in more challenge. It will be quite good, Linda, to see people even in Kenya participating in day challenges, day trading, all that. John, you're telling me that there were questions up there earlier.
I've seen one from, I think it's Massimo Tuku, asking, how do you monitor?
Mwalimu, you are on.
Sorry. So I've seen a question from Massimo Tuku asking, how do you monitor or track companies? I think that was maybe a bit earlier before we had gone through the ShareHub app, where we shared the market info in terms of, when you look at a company, it will give you a brief description of the company, and then you can also track their movement as such. But then again, I also added, as you once you single out the broker that we are using, they are also able to track the company, this listed company movements for you, and share this research with you. I know most of them send either a weekly note or a monthly note, and if there are any announcements done by the companies, now that we're about to see the banks announcing their results, they will do like a detailed report, and that is why through these sessions, what we try to do is to simplify some of the terms that you're likely to see in those reports. So even as you're reading them, you don't find them very complex. You'll understand some of those terms that are in that. So it is just through that we will try and share as much information as we have. We have, as Irene said, 10 years of data that you're able now to see, historical data. You can track that, and then even with recent news and analysis of the companies, your research house is able to provide.
There's also a question I've seen on the share index. What's a share index, Mwalimu?
An index is sort of like a gauge to be able to show you in a snapshot how the market is performing. So it's made up of several stocks, which now, the criteria for the stocks here in Kenya, we have the NSE 25 index, and then you have the NSE 20 index, and comprising of the top performing stocks, so the top 20 performing stocks. So they're picked from different sectors. When we're looking at the listed stocks, you're able to see, so not all of them come from the banking sector or manufacturing. So we're looking at the top performing stocks from the different sectors being brought together, and then it's on a weighted average price. So you're able to see on a snapshot, this is how the market is performing, because they are the top performers in the market.
Okay, I think the last question that I've seen that we haven't answered is someone who is asking, as a beginner, would you recommend a sector that they should start with, or what advice, just generally, maybe let me even ask for me and others, which what advice can you leave to a beginner?
So first, for a beginner, it's the steps I've said. Take time, understand you as coming into the market. What am I looking to achieve? And then once you have that understanding, it's also good to invest in yourself before you start investing your money, investing in yourself in terms of getting as much information out there so that you can make a decision and say, you know what, I can buy banking stocks or telecommunications and all that. And then you also get to understand what are all these stocks that are in the market, because it's very important to understand the companies that you want to invest in before you invest. Don't invest because someone has told you, oh, Safaricom is popular, everyone is buying Safaricom, even me, I'll go and buy Safaricom. You have to understand, why am I buying Safaricom? Because this is your first time. What is Safaricom doing? What is the company about? Who the management for this company? From what you have read, if you are in Safaricom, do you think if you are in KCB, the management that is there now, do you feel they're the right fit for the company and they're growing the company? And if you do, then now you start. So for me, it's one, just that. Take time. As a beginner, take time and understand the companies that you want to invest in. Take time and understand you. Why am I coming in to invest? Two, the companies that you are considering investing in, because first you consider before you narrow down and say, let me start with these two. And then two, it's again, we said investment, one is a long-term journey, and two, you do not need a lot of money to invest. How much am I willing to start with? And then and how long do I plan on investing, holding the stocks? So if I have 2,000 shillings and I'm looking to invest, then I will look, and I've decided the banking, the banking stocks are quite good. Then I will look at, out of the banking stocks, which ones should I put in my consideration basket to invest in, based on the amount of money that I have to start investing. So if I have 2,000 shillings, then I am likely to, maybe go and buy ABSA shares, as opposed to trying to buy Diamond Trust shares because of the share price. So there is all that, but always get as much information as you can on the companies that you're looking to invest, because even then, when you invest in them, there's a certain level of confidence and ease that you have when you've invested.
Okay, there's someone, I think John, who had pointed out that there were some earlier questions. He's asking, how can you tell a broker is authorized when opening a CDS account? Are there any consideration to face when choosing one?
On the ShareHub website, we have a link, and even on the CDSC website, on the CMA website, and on the CDSC website, there's a list of not just the authorized brokers, but I think it's also it's with also their contacts. So you can start engaging them. And then the considerations I had said is, one, how responsive are they? You don't want a broker, because we say the market is dynamic. You don't want to deal with people who you'll be calling and trying to say, okay, I'm looking to buy this, I'm looking to do this, and they're not getting back to you. And by the time they get back to you, the market has moved. The price you are looking at is not there. And that's why I said look at the ones who can offer you an online trading platform, so you can take advantage of the market, the current market prices at wherever you are, at the comfort of your home, your car, your office, and such.
Okay. Mwalimu, can you see any other question?
Yeah, I'm seeing this one from James Odhiambo. Is it good to buy petty stocks? When we're talking about the strategy, we said you have to decide the kind of investor you are. So if you're looking to invest in petty stocks, then that means you're taking more risk, because you're looking at the potential that the stock has, and you're willing to hold it. So it might be good, as I said again, it depends on your risk tolerance and what what goal are you do you plan on achieving from your investments. But yes, dependent on you, it's part of you can buy the value stocks and watch them as the share price appreciates and gain from capital gain. So it's a risk that you can consider taking when you're investing in the market.
Okay, any other question that you have seen? Because we don't have any other question. This juncture, let me take the opportunity to invite anybody who would like to come in and ask the question live. So you can just raise your hand and then promote you so that you can be able to ask the question. If there are no questions that are coming up, I hope that you have all participated in the survey to get at least other topics that you'd like to hear from us. Any topic, we'll discuss it, at least from the stock market arena, and so that we can make investing in shares as simple as ABC, as simple as 1, 2, 3. Then we can all be investors in the Kenyan stock market, as you even look at even investing in other markets. Our neighbor here in Uganda, they are actually even having IPOs. You can also invest there, because most of the time when they're doing even public offers, they would invite everyone from the East African community to also gain from that. So let's not only think from at our background, but also look even further in other markets. We'll take this opportunity to invite Rosemary to give a vote of thanks.
Thank you everyone for joining us today. We really had a good time. I had a great time. I've learned more about Safaricom. I've had Mwalimu's insights on KCB. I know some of our shareholders didn't know what petty stocks were, so it's a chance for them to learn. So yes, it's been a great and insightful session. We are waiting for the one in February, so join us then also. We'll take all the feedback and the questions that you've asked and see what we can prepare for you for February. So thank you for joining us. Continue engaging with us on our socials. Please join our WhatsApp community and let's have fun there. So thank you. You're free to leave. Yes, anyone who wants to say hi to us, we want to hear your voices. You can ask us to unmute you. Tusiongee sana. We also want to rest our throats. Yes. Thank you, Kante. Yes. Thank you for the presentations. This was quite informative. Thanks, ShareHub team. Thank you too. Say hi, anyone. Me, I'm saying hi, or bye rather. Bye. Thank you, John. Thank you for this webinar. Slowly I'm learning the ropes. Cheers, guys. Thank you. We are glad. And join the ShareHubers group too. We engage so much there. We get to participate in challenges on our Wazito Shares challenge. So we are engaging on how to learn about the market as we go on, from very young investors to seasoned investors. We have engaging talks on what is happening on the market. Thank you, Mombi. Yes, we're also looking forward to the next one. Can you buy dividend stocks? Benson is asking. Mwalimu, maybe you can quickly answer.
Yes, you can if they are trading come dividend. As you saw, when you go to our website and you look at the market info section and all the stocks listed, you'll see just adjacent to the names of the stock, you'll see either X dividend or come dividend. So you can buy the ones which are trading come dividend, or you can also buy the ones with the dividends books closure have closed in anticipation for, for maybe the next dividend they will announce. So yes, you can buy all stocks, whether they're trading come dividend or X dividend.
Thank you, Mwalimu, for that. Sorry, someone is just joining us. I thought they thought it was starting at 9. Sorry, Roman, you can find the recording live on Facebook, so you can catch up through that. Vivian, yes, this is very new. She has learned a lot. Looking forward to learning more. Yes, and please join our ShareHubbers community. Let me share the link on the chat just now.
We have Hilary, who is saying awesome presentation, appreciation. Thank you very much, Hilary, for attending. We have Sarah, great team, great presentation. Thank you very much. And there's someone who is asking, in the next session, we'd like to understand the motivation for ShareHub in all this free training and how you meet your finances. This is well, maybe that one I can even comment on it right now, as even people continue to leave. From 001, financial literacy will benefit all of us, even as a country, even as basically even as a community, as a country, as I would even say to the extent even as a world. If all of us just even look at a scenario that all of us we had financial literacy about the stock market, and all of us tomorrow we wake up and 1 million of us went to the stock market and bought 100 shares of Safaricom. How active do you think our market would be? And how active would you even be able to uplift the market? So financial literacy is what we are actually after. But we can discuss more, and please join our ShareHubbers so that we can continue talking with each other and engaging in these discussions.
If anyone else has a question as we close, we're opening to answering them. You can just drop them on the chat or ask to be unmuted. We are still here. We were to drop off at 9 and it's not 9 yet. So feel free to ask us any question.
Okay, Rosemary, as we wait for questions, just allow me to share one thing with the ones who are still here. We always say share what you have learned from ShareHub. It's very important for us. It's don't keep the what you've learned, the financial literacy bit, to yourself. It has even greater impact when you share it with your family, your friends, however old, however young. It makes a very big difference. So please share the information, share about ShareHub with them, let them follow us, join our community. From those ones who are just turning 18 to the ones who are starting to work and trying to figure out, how do I budget allocating some money for investments, to the our parents or our grandparents who think like, okay, maybe I'm too old to start investing, or now I don't have money to invest. Share. Information is power, and the impact is will be quite good, not just for you as an individual, but for your community at large. So let's keep sharing, engage us, ask any questions you have. Then we look forward to more interactions with you.
Tim, I know you can see the comment. 001 is available for the 1/3 gender gap missing in our team. Thank you for the session. Thank you too for joining us.
Karibu, karibu, karibu.
We will think about it. Nelly, maybe you can say something to our ShareHubbers. Today you haven't talked a lot.
I appreciate you coming, and I believe we've all learned, and we've learned a lot. For the ShareHubbers, we've been interacting more, and thanks for coming. Any other question that might come after the session, feel free to raise them. Still going to answer them from the community. ShareHub app, Facebook, Twitter, tufuate huko. Asanteni.
Thank you, Nelly. Someone has just raised their hand, and let me allow them to speak. Yes, Samuel, please go on.
My name is Samuel, and I was wondering how can one start investing in the stock market?
Mwalimu.
Okay. Hi, Samuel. When you want to
Hi.
start investing in the stock market, you need to open what we've said is called a CDS account. This is like your bank account for shares. So you'll approach a broker. They're the ones who'd be able to buy and sell your shares, on your instruction. And the list of the brokers that you can deal with is on our website. It's also on the Nairobi Securities Exchange website, or the CMA website, or the CDSC website. When you get the contacts for the broker, you will approach them, call them. They will give you all the requirements that you need to be able to open the account. And then once you have all that and they open the account, then you'll get your CDS account number. And then now you can either give them instructions and tell them of the stocks you want to buy, or if they have an online platform, you'll be able to just log on to the online platform with the details, the login details they will provide you with. And then now you can, you're able to view the market and start buying. In terms of what to buy when you start investing, you need to consider how much money you have, what is your investment goal, how much risk are you willing to take, and then the brokers that you have opened an account with have the research teams, who now you can also ask the research teams to be able to provide you with more information, so that when you decide what to buy, you'll be able to you make better informed decisions. And then when you've singled out the stocks you want to buy, then now you either give instructions to your broker to buy them on your behalf, or you buy them directly through the online platform.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, karibu. Anything more, just follow us. I think we have videos as well on our social media, which detail that process.
What is your website where you can get the
ShareHub, sharehub.co.ke. Yes, and it has our contacts. When you give us a call, then we'll also be able to take you through. We are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, we are on LinkedIn, we are on YouTube, we are on Twitter, we are on TikTok. So all this, we try to share as much information as we can. So you can have a look at that. But if you feel like you'd want more information, just give us a call, and then we'll be able to take you through the process.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And sorry.
No,
Yes.
go ahead, go ahead.
My other question was okay, when investing, how do you get to know the how do we say this, the legal broker? Because brokers, people may lie to you, they are a broker, then they need. Unmute your mic, I can't hear you well.
Sorry, I'm saying when you go to our website or the Nairobi Securities Exchange, from our website, there are links to the main players in the market. You can go to the Nairobi Securities Exchange website, and then from there, you can get a list of all the authorized brokers. But I think as well, even from our end, we can get your contacts and share that list with you. It's a list of all the authorized brokers with their contacts, so at least it becomes easier for you to engage them.
So I can't get to open a CDS account through my phone.
Yes, there are those ones who offer where you can be able to open. They will tell you all the information that you need, because they need to pick some KYC documents from you. They need a copy of your ID, a copy of your PIN, your passport photos. So these things, you can send it to them on soft copy. So you don't have to physically go to where they are. But once you call them and you start engaging them, then they will now be able to give you all the things, all the requirements that they need to be able to open an account for you. And then now you agree, you send that through to them. If you can't go there physically, you can send it to them on soft. Once they receive, and then they will process and be able to, then they give you details of your CDS account. Then once you have your CDS account, now you can start either giving them instructions to buy or sell for you, or if they have an online platform, you can just go, they'll give you the details. You go on your phone, log into the online platform and buy and sell the shares.
Okay. And
Yes.
how do you know the right time to buy and sell the shares?
There's no right time. It depends on what is your aim for investing in those. If you are looking at maybe just a short-term view, then you have to have your own goal. So let's say you want to invest in Safaricom and say, for me, I want to buy it at 20 shillings. When it goes to 24 shillings, I'm happy with the 4 shillings that I've made, and then you can sell it at 24. While someone else might say, for me, I'm buying Safaricom not to sell, but I want to hold it for maybe the next 3 or 4 years. Yes, as long term. So it's dependent on what is your investment goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the least you can start on a share?
There is no least amount of money you can start investing. All you need to know is when you've singled out the shares that you want to buy, the minimum number of shares you are required to buy is 100 shares. So if let's say you want to buy 100 shares of ABSA is currently at 12 shillings. So that is going to be about maybe 1,200. But you can have a stock that you're looking to buy and maybe it's trading at 5 shillings. And so if you are looking to buy 100 shares of it, then you will need maybe just 600 or 550 shillings, 500 to buy the shares, and then the commission. It's always good to know that don't wait, until you have a lot of money. You can start buying. You can buy 100 today. If you have a bit more, then you buy 200 shares. So at the end of it, you've also taken advantage of the price that is there, and you are accumulating as you go.
And could you kindly explain to me how does the money markets work?
That I think would be a different session, because with the money market, it's pooling of funds where you would give an experienced person your money, and then they're the ones who do the investment for you, and whatever returns they make, then they would be able to share that with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Karibu Samuel.
I've always wanted to open mini, but I haven't been able of late.
Please do. Now is the right time. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I get, I'll get back to you.
Yes, please do. Please do. We are always happy to hear from our members and help. We are ready to guide you through the process.
Or where are you located? I can avail myself for
we
more
are
explanation.
we're on IKM building on 5th Ngong Avenue, but our physical address is also on our website.
Okay.
Yes. Karibu sana.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other live question? As you finish up, we have really enjoyed having Samuel ask us that question and engaging us in all that. Yes, I can see there's another question from Sami. Sami, kindly go ahead and ask your question. Please unmute if you're talking. Sami, I don't know if you are asking a question because you're on mute.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, not you, Samuel. There's another Sami Kare.
Oh.
Yes. Asante sana, Samuel. Sami is still on mute, so I think we can continue. If there are no other questions, we would like to close the session. Thank you very much. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Maybe what I wanted to ask is whether you do some background, maybe analysis for these companies so that you can give some information, maybe to a prospective investor. Maybe like KPLC, maybe why they are performing poorly, and maybe the stocks are low, maybe 3 shillings there. Why are they for quite some time? They have remained low. Maybe to know maybe whether it is wise to invest in them. Thank you.
Okay, maybe to comment on that. What I'd like to say is that we don't do such kind of analysis whereby we'll be able to tell you that pick this stock or not pick this stock. But what our platform provides, we give you data and we have the trend analysis in forms of graph where you'll be able to see how the price have been performing for the last 1 year, for the last 2 years, that company for the last 10 years, and based on following that trend, you'll be able to see what is the point of entry, what is the point of exit, what can I gain. You also show the dividend payout, how has that company been paying dividends, and we also show the earnings per share. What kind of earnings do you expect from investing in such an organization? This will be done on a yearly. And also further than that, we also on the platform, you'll be able to get financial reports whereby you can see what was the performance of that company for the period or even over time. How has it been performing? What kind of profits did it make? What kind of, you can be able to at least look at the P&L, look at the balance sheet, to try and figure out how is this company performing. And also, we also track also on the market news, any news that concerning companies listed in the stock market. And based on the news, you can be able to, at least it gives the guideline so that by the time you're making an investment decision, why are you purchasing a company which is at 500 shillings or even at 300 shillings, and you're not purchasing a company which is at 1 shilling or even less than a shilling, because companies are different. And we believe by providing all this information to our shareholders, that's the word I prefer calling for people who are in our website, who also engage with us. You'll be able to get to make more informed decisions when you are buying shares or when you are selling. I hope I've answered you well.
Okay, you have somehow answered, but maybe how can you maybe be able to tell that maybe the assets these companies have, because now maybe a company, okay, it may be paying some dividends, but looking at the assets, they have not invested much. Maybe how can somebody really tell that maybe what the performance of the company, how it is doing, and maybe the investments they have made, and why they are not paying dividends? You see that maybe dividend, you say dividend yield, that is what causes maybe some people to have confidence in a given share. And maybe can we really depend on confidence or on what has been invested, or the wealth of the company?
Okay, Samuel. So when you when it comes to in-depth research, the best ones to approach are the brokerage houses that you've opened an account with, because what happens with the brokerage houses is they have a research team, and the research team is dependent on the brokerage. There are those ones who specifically cover maybe the banking sector or the telecommunications. So, and what normally happens with companies, because the companies that are listed, they want people to invest in their companies. And if they want you to invest, then that means they have to share information. And anyway, and this is also part of what they need to do. It's part of the requirements for being listed, is they need to be able to be open for public scrutiny. So they normally invite the analysts to the companies, where the analysts can go and ask them questions, and dig deeper into what the company is doing. And then now from that information, they're able to come and put it into like a research note. So when you engage your company, if let's say you're looking at considering investing in KPLC, and you have a CDS account, you approach your broker and tell them, I'm looking to invest in KPLC, but I need more information. I need to understand, what are they doing? What are the projects they are on? What is their growth potential? And they'll be able to provide you with an in-depth analysis of that, and maybe even, talk you through it so that you can understand it. But and so they have a resource that is specifically for that, and the data, the information they get is from the listed companies themselves. So I feel like that would be the best approach to take it, apart from just reading the news on what is happening with these companies. It's also good to understand what's happening in the companies, and it's best when it's analyzed by analysts who've had an opportunity to engage the companies directly.
Okay, thank you so much for that information.
Welcome.
Okay, Rosemary, I think we don't have any more questions. I think we can close the call now.
Thank you, Irene. Thank you, Mwalimu. Thank you, Nelly. Thank you to everyone who's still here. I think we will end the webinar here, and see you all next time. Thank you for all the feedback as well. Till next time. Bye.